we are again.
Yes.
Do you recommend anything?
The brook trout. It's a little trouty, but it's quite good.
Brook trout. Okay. You know, I know what you're thinking, but I look vaguely familiar.
Yes.
Something like you've seen me somewhere before. Well, don't worry. It happens all the time. It's just something about my face, that's all.
Well, it's a nice face.
You think so?
I wouldn't say it if I didn't.
So you're that type.
What type?
Honest.
Not nearly.
Good. Because all these other women fight with me.
Why?
I don't know. Somehow they always seem to put me at the disadvantage.
It's because you're not honest with them.
Exactly.
Like that business about the 7 parking tickets.
What I mean is the moment I meet an attractive woman, I have to start pretending that I have no desire to make love to her.
What makes you think you have to conceal it?
She might find the idea objectionable.
Then again, she might not.
Think how lucky I am to have been seated here.
Luck had nothing to do with it.
Fate.
I tipped the steward $5 to seat you here should you come in.
Is that a proposition?
I don't discuss love on an empty stomach.
You've already eaten.
And you haven't.
Don't you think it's about time we've been introduced?
Eve Kendall, 26 and unmarried. Now you know everything.
And tell me, what else do you do for a living besides lure men to their doom on the 20th Century Limited?
I'm an industrial designer.
Jack Phillips, Western Sales Manager for King Bee Electronics.
No, you're not. You're Roger Thornhill of Madison Avenue, and you're wanted for murder on every front page in America. Don't be so modest.
Oops.
Don't worry. I won't say a word.
Why is that?
Told you, it's a nice face.
Is that the only reason?
It's gonna be a long night. And I don't particularly like the book I've started.
True.
You know what I mean?
Let me think. Yes, I know exactly what you mean. I'd invite you to my bedroom, but I do not have a bedroom. I have nothing. I don't even have a key. I've been playing hide and seek with the Pullman conductor ever since the train left New York.
How awkward for you.
I have no place to sleep.
Well, I have a large drawing room all to myself.
That doesn't seem quite fair, does it?
Drawing room E, car 3901.
Such a lovely number.
It's easy to remember.
3901.
See?
No luggage.
So,
Well, I don't suppose you have an extra pair of pajamas, do you?
wouldn't I? Incidentally, I wouldn't order any dessert if I were you.
I get the message.
That's not exactly what I meant. Our train seems to be making an unscheduled stop. I just saw 2 men get out of a police car as we pulled up to the station. They weren't smiling.
You knew it!
Do you need something, madam? Do you think the dead come back to watch the living?
No, I don't.
Sometimes I wonder if she doesn't come back here, really, to watch you and Mr. De Winter together. I watched you go down, just as I watched her a year ago. Even in that dress, you couldn't compare to
You
her.
knew that you weren't, yet you deliberately suggested that I wear it! Why do you hate me? What have I done to you?
You tried to take her place. You let him marry you. But I've seen his face, his eyes. They're the same as those first weeks after he died. I've listened to him going up and down night after night, thinking of her, suffering because he'd lost her.
I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
You thought you could be Mrs. De Winter. You tried to live in her house, wear her shoes, take her things. She's too strong for you.
Stop it.
No one ever got the better of her. Never. She was beaten in the end, but it wasn't a man, it wasn't a woman, it was the sea.
Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
You're hysterical, madam. I've opened a window for you. A little lighter will do you good. Why don't you go? Why don't you leave, Manderley? He doesn't need you. He doesn't love you. He's got his memories. He wants to be alone with her again. You've got nothing to stay for. You've got nothing to live for, really. Look down there. Why don't you? Why don't you? Go on. Go on. Don't be afraid. Jump.
Oh, yeah. Well, I hope he's got better dice than me.
Were you really a prize fighter?
I used to be.
How did you get interested in that?
I don't know. Yeah, I had to scrap all my life, so I thought I may as well get paid for it. You know, back when I was a kid, my old man got taken care of. Never mind how. Then they stuck Charlie and me in a dump they call a foster home. God, that was some home. Anyway, ran away from there, fought in that club, smokers, peddle papers, and Johnny Friendly bought a piece of me.
Bought a piece of you.
Yeah. I mean, stuff was going good for a while, and then after that, who am I kidding? What, do you really care, am I right?
Shouldn't everybody care about everybody else?
God, you are such a pushover.
I mean, isn't everybody a part of everybody else?
And you really believe that stupid shit?
Yeah, I do.
You know what, tell you what. One for the lady, one for the gent. Here's to the first one. I hope that ain't the last. Cheers. Go ahead. Oh my God, no, not like that, all at once. Wham. Do you want to hear my philosophy of life? Do it to him before he does it to you.
I never met anyone like you. There's not a spark of sentiment, or romance, or human kindness in your whole body.
Yeah, well, what good does it to you besides get you in trouble?
And when things and people get in your way, you just knock them aside. Get rid of them. Is that your idea?
Don't look at me when you say that. It's not my fault what happened to Joey. Killing him wasn't my idea.
Who said it was?
Oh, everybody's putting the needle on me. You, the assholes in church, Father Barry. You know, I didn't like the way he was looking at me.
He was looking at everybody the same way.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. And what's with this Father Barry? What's his deal?
His deal?
Yeah, his deal, his problem. Everybody's got a problem.
But he's a priest.
Are you kidding me? So what? That don't make no difference.
You don't believe anybody, do you?
Listen, down here, it's every man for himself. It's staying alive. And it's standing with the right people so you get a little change jingling in your pocket.
And if you don't?
You're done.
It's living like an animal.
Well, I'd rather live like an animal than end up like a...
Like Joey? Are you afraid to say his name?
No. What do you keep harping on that for? Come on, drink up. You gotta get a little fun out of life. Come on, I'll stick some music on. What's the matter? For God's sakes, what's the matter with you?
Are you gonna help me or not?
sorry about that. I was on the phone. Kayak. Wow.
I figured it just isn't right to drink champagne in Matador pants. Could you fasten my straps in the back for me?
Sure.
Potato chips champagne. Do you think you can get this open?
Oh, I've gotten a few open in my lifetime. It's just a simple matter of pressure and counter-pressure. Hold on. There we go.
Boy, you sure got powerful thumbs.
I played badminton. Do you want to get the glasses?
Okay.
Oh, quick.
Pour it.
It's a little silly, but I think my finger's stuck.
That's silly. Just give it a good yank.
This doesn't usually happen. It must be the bubbles, you know. There's a vacuum, the bubbles create it.
Let me give it a try. I'll try to twist it.
Oh, I guess it's like...
You're married.
Yes, I'm married.
I knew it. You look married.
Yeah, well, actually, my wife and I are separated. Actually,
Oh.
in the sense that she's away at the shore for vacation, separated.
Oh, any children?
No. Well, yes. One, but he's very small, so he doesn't really count. My finger's really cold. It's going numb.
I could call the plumber. He's very good at getting things out of things.
Let's keep him out of this.
Grab hold of the piano.
All right, careful. I had my appendix out last month. Are you okay?
Fine.
Are you sure you want to waste your champagne with me now that you know that I'm married?
I think it's wonderful that you're married. I think it's just delicate.
You do?
Of course. I mean, I wouldn't be lying on the floor in the middle of the night in some man's apartment drinking champagne if he wasn't married.
That's an interesting line of reasoning.
Sure. I mean, with a married man, it's all so simple. It can't ever possibly get drastic.
How do you mean drastic?
You may not believe this, but people keep falling desperately in love with me.
I believe it.
Yes. Then they get this strange idea in their heads.
Believe that too?
Yes. Then they start asking me to marry them. All the time. I don't know why they do it.
Maybe it's just a sense of nervousness.
Maybe. All I know is that I do not want to get married. Not yet, anyway. Getting married? That'd be worse than live at the club. I'd have to start to get in by 1 o'clock again.
Yeah, at least occasionally.
That's the wonderful part about being with a married man. No matter what, he can't ever possibly ask you to marry him. Because he's married already. Right?
Right. And boy, am I a married man. I'm probably the most married man that you will ever meet. And trust me, come what may, I will never ask you to marry me. How about some music?
Fine.
All right, let's see what we've got here. How about this? Rachmaninoff's Second Piano Concerto. You look like a big Rachmaninoff girl.
I do? Funny. I don't know anything about music.
Well, you don't have to. Just listen.
This is classical music, isn't it? I could tell because there's no vocals.
Shh, don't talk. Don't fight it. Just go limp.
Like this?
Yes. Just let it sweep over you.
I got the biggest thing for Eddie Fisher.
You know, people often go to pieces listening to this music.
No kidding.
Yep. It quakes them, it shakes them, it gives them goose pimples all over.
Have you ever dipped a potato chip in champagne? It's really crazy. Here, try it.
Yeah, that's crazy. I better send Rachmaninoff off. This wasn't such a good idea.
Don't worry. Everything's fine. A married man, air conditioning, potato chip champagne. It's a wonderful party. Hey, look. You've got a U.S. camera.
I do. I do? Oh, I have a US camera.
I bought a dozen copies of these, but people kept stealing them.
Oh, why would they do that?
Look, there's me right there on the beach. My hair is a little longer then. Did you notice?
Sorry? Oh, no. Actually, I didn't. When they took this, there must have been a lot of people around. How did they keep the crowds back?
It was taken very early in the morning. Nobody was up. Except, you see that shadow right there?
Is that a seagull?
No, it's a Coast Guard helicopter. He kept buzzing over the beach. Maybe you'd like me to autograph this before I leave.
Oh, but you're not leaving yet, are you? Here, you'll have some more champagne, won't you?
Love some.
I'm just freshening up.